Please be advised, all music tracks used in this production are original compositions. Thank you.
Hey, it's Scary Jones, executive producer of Elvis Duran and The Morning Show on Z100. I want to talk to you all about my friend and fellow Brooklyn College alumnus, Silas, your e-journalist, social work advocate. Silas hosts and produces the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast. My friend and fellow BCR alum is now known nationally and internationally as Silas, your e-journalist, social work advocate. His podcast, it's also listed as one of the top social work podcasts you must follow. The award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast.
Hello and welcome to all our listeners and viewers. This is Silas, your e-journalism social work advocate, producer and host of the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast, available wherever you get your podcast. Our podcast is rated internationally as one of the 40 best social work podcasts you must follow. This podcast promotes, celebrates, uplifts, and highlights the social work profession. Our aim is to educate the general public about the powerful impact social workers have on the lives of those they serve. The podcast will also amplify the vital contributions professional social workers make in every aspect of our society, every day. Hello to all our viewers and listeners. Every November, we observe National Family Caregiver Month. This is a month dedicated to telling stories of the triumphs and challenges, the joys and pains of caregiving. For the elderly population and their caregivers, this topic has special meaning. The Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast is proud to introduce Aging in America, the New Realities, an ongoing podcast series to take a deeper look at the issues of family caregiving for the elderly population. According to the Urban Institute, the number of Americans ages 65 and older will more than double over the next 40 years, reaching 80 million in 2040. The number of adults aged 85 and older, the group most often needing help with basic personal care, will nearly quadruple between 2020 and 2040. According to the National Council on Aging's report from October 2023, nearly 56 million Americans are 65 and older, with projections estimating that the population of older adults will grow to 94.7 million in 2060. On average, a 65-year-old can expect to live another 17 years. For most older adults, good health ensures independence, security, and productivity as they age. To kick off this series, let's go back to July 4th, 2024. The Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast premiered a podcast segment entitled Aging Matters. The segment featured two of my distinguished colleagues, Dr. Tara Anglum, LCSW, and Ms. Dawn Shedrick, LCSW, who are both subject matter experts. I invite you to watch and or listen to the segment again, or for the first time. You can hear the segment on YouTube, Amazon, or Spotify. To show you the impact and interest this topic generates, I'd like to share some of the analytics with you. Within 14 hours of release, the Aging in America podcast segment cracked the Google Alerts algorithm, which is phenomenal. The segment made the weekly review of the Feedspot.com podcast curation site. Feedspot compiles lists of many different podcast genres globally. One of the genres is called the Best 40 Social Work Podcasts You Must Follow in 2024. Also, let's take a look at the demographics of the segment as calculated by Spotify. Spotify, which features both video and audio platforms for its podcast, states that the segment was 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 46 seconds long. It was watched a total of 1 hour by viewers. That represents 93% of the podcast's total playtime. Also, regarding the audience demographics for this episode, I found these facts very interesting. The gender of the audience was split 50-50 between males and females. The age demographic was also split 50-50 between the 35 to 44-year-old age group and the 60-plus age group. So in essence, the people listening or watching equally were the sandwich generation. In other words, those individuals caring for aging parents and also caring for their own children, and those individuals now needing care and assistance. This segment outperformed all my other YouTube podcast segments. It was played 128 times more than usual and viewed 11.6 hours more than usual. In other words, the topic really resonated with listeners and viewers online. So in the coming months, stay tuned as we look at the various aspects of aging and what it means in our society. Once again, this is Silas, your e-journalism social work advocate, producer and host of the show. You've been listening to the award-winning Kelsunn-on-the-Air Social Work Podcast. This and all other episodes are available on our Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and iHeart audio podcast platforms, among others. The podcast is also available on our Spotify and YouTube video podcast platforms. Go to any search engine and type in Kelsunn on the Air in the search window to hear this show in its entirety. Please make sure to click subscribe to support our podcast. And don't forget to like, comment, download, and share. To reach us for more information, email us at info@kelsunn.org. That's info@kelsunn.org. Or to suggest future topics, log into www.kelsunn.org. That's www.kelsunn.org and fill out the Share a Topic form on our homepage. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Kelsunn Communications production.